Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. We got SATAL. We have SATAL 2021 Harpia against TAW, the defending champions that took down 64th aggressors with the good old harpoon. We're ready to rock and roll. Where's the map today? It is going to be Maycop against Mineral Voti. We've seen this one quite a few times. But man, I'm ready to go. I hope you guys are ready to go. I'm buckled in, and if the guy that's yesterday that shouted at me like, "Look at all the Jaggies, Boltar, on your stream," you need to fix that. Well, I turned on MSAA or SMAA to ×2. I increased FXAA. I turned on SSAO. I lowered the third stream that we don't use very often. I lowered it down to 30 FPS. So hopefully it stops falling behind because it's just being dumb. So I'm going to have to work on that one if it continues to do that. But today, defending champs are back in action. TAW, The Art of Warfare, and Diamond 6v6 taking on Harpia. Are they going to be able to stay on their undefeated streak? We're going to find out. Stay with us. We're going to be live right after this supercut. Here we go. We are rocking, ladies and gentlemen. These guys are taking the active here at Maycop. Harpia being led by Derby in the F-16. And you guys will notice that I also took the liberty to fix the sounds. The F-16 doesn't sound like butt anymore. Supposedly there was a bug, or is a bug, in the Echo 19 F-16. Any tips for new players wanting to compete in SATAL one day? Just get it and get it done, man. That is how you get better. That is how you move the sticks. You just jump in, find a team, compete in PvP. If you think you're not very good, die over and over and over, and you will get better. You will get better. But PvP is the way to go. Prepping for next year, says Mike Games. It's all about just trying things. Surrounding yourself with people that have done it before, that have competed on a high level, and then learning from them. Doing it all on your own, it's like reinventing the wheel for absolutely everything. And while it's fine, you know, it's not great to be redoing everything that other people have already done. It's just not fun. Let's talk about who is flying in today's matchup. TAW, The Art of Warfare, being represented by Darkside Rob in the 14 Luminary, Newbie 2 and Red Core 6 in 18s, and then Kroncat and Driren in 16s. Meanwhile, on the other side, Harpia has Mazzucato and Camper in the F-14. See, Rio Live Matter. Rio's lives matter, since I know that Camper is his Rio. Derby Brand in F-16s, Trigger, Overg, and Garrick in F-18. So F-14s, 16s, and 18s coming to party in today's matchup. I hear these guys rolling. So let's see these guys taking off. A little bit of a 10 as multiple 16s roll together. But man, I am excited for today's match. Can TAW defend their crown? They have won Diamond League 2 years in a row. That's right, 2 years in a row. They did have to pull some tricks out of their hat using the harpoons in last match in last year's finals, but they got it done over 64. 64 took second. TAW took third in Gold League last year. They won Gold League in 2019. So just an I'm really excited about this. Harpia is a very good team. Are they going to have what it takes to bring it against TAW in this 6v6 matchup? We're going to find out. We are going to find out. Currently looking at Red Core 6 with Newbie 2 back behind him in the F-18s. We can see Kroncat over there. Kroncat usually, we saw him last time in match 1, flying an F-15, and he went off. There is a top video. He's got the top play where he kills like 4 people in 1 round. Not in an entire match. He kills like 4 or 5 people in 1 round. It's crazy. The amount of skill it takes to get 1 kill in SATAL is something. But to get 4 or 5 in 1 round is mind-boggling. So Kroncat, the man over there, over top of Red Core 6's lift vector, is going to be a man to watch. And I'm going to put him on screen here in his F-16 if I can find him. Here he is. So Kroncat in the F-16. It's going to be louder today, ladies and gentlemen, because the sounds are fixed. We can hear that good old F-16. Make sure everybody's awake. Here we go. Boom, boom. But it just sounds better. Just sounds better. He's over Mach 1, so we're not going to be hearing him from the front of the jet. Kroncat claimed the #1 ranking in general Diamond 6v6 Match 1 stats with 60% hit rate. What? Funny thing, I think my daughter has heard me go, what? So now every time she doesn't understand something, she'll go, what? It's really cute when she does it. All right, bringing up the overlays, bringing up TAC view. How is this going to get on? It is Maycop against Mineral Bodhi. 140 miles separate these air bases. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you guys can see both these teams as they ingress. Harpia coming in a little bit lower than TAW. 27,000 feet for Trigger. Let's zoom in and see what altitudes they got going on. 27,000 feet, 28 now for Trigger, 20 for Derby, 22 for Garrick, 9 for Camper. What is this? F-14 at 9,000. Maybe they know something I don't know. I'm not sure. Overg at 18 and Brand at 21. Then you got the high flyers, the men that want to be astronauts. Kroncat, 30. Luminary, 32. Dyron, 37. Newbie 2, 32. Red Core, 33. And Darkside Rob is still on the runway. It is not cute when Moltar messes up, though. It's just, no. It's a constant train wreck. I know that's why you guys are here. You just can't look away. It's so bad on this stream that you just can't look away. It's, you guys go away from here, you talk smack about me, probably on Hog It or on Flog It, and just say, oh my God, have you guys seen this meme that is DCS World Events and the SATAL streams? I mean, I know that's what it is. I know it. Rio getting his name on the plane. Hell yeah. Did he do it? Mazzucato. So we got to fix that. I don't know why it's off the side, but you can see Cam on Camper for Mazzucato on the overlay. I don't know why it's going off the side. We're going to have to look at that. Life is a meme. We're all living on one. Maybe. Some people have a better rated meme than others. I mean, some people make the meme that is like everybody remembers in a good way. Some people get the meme that everybody remembers in a very bad way. And then some people's memes are the ones that go by that your grandma sends you on Facebook that you sit here and think, why am I getting this? This is so 7 years ago. But it lets you know that she loves you. But back to the action. Kroncat coming into the F-16. He's already gone through his center tank. Everybody for TAS now. Dyron is at 37. Newbie 2's dropped down to 30. 37th Luminary. 37 for Kroncat. So we're going to stick with Kroncat and keep seeing what he's got. He's got the 6 sticks on his jet, the 120s. Reminder, this is the latest patch, so the 120s that we've seen lately are going to be a little suspect. We are on the path to greater and better things. This is just a bump in the road. Anyone who throws shade at DCS World Events gets a telephone pole. Well, you just got to roll with the punches. There are people out there that you just got to, they do throw shade, but it's all in good fun. It's all constructive, negative feedback, maybe. But these guys are rolling. AIM 54 op from Mazzucato way back in the back. So let's see how that thing's getting on. Here is Mazzucato and Camper diving in the F-14. Can we see that AIM 54 Mark 60? There it is, well above him. And that's probably going to be coming at Dyron. Dyron is going to be in the F-16 with a Mark 60 coming straight for his face. He's gotten rid of his center line. We can see the Mark 60 out in the distance. He's just slowly diving. Missiles at Mach 4, closing in on his jet. He does have his lights on, indicating Chad mode has been engaged in his F-16. He's at 10,000 feet. Missile rapidly descending. 17,000, get the missile warning now. Breaking away. Diving, diving, diving. Missiles at Mach 2. Goes straight into the notch. Don't see it yet. There it is, 2 miles away. Missile still at Mach 1.6, closing. 1 mile away, closing. He's got to notch it. Is he going to do it? Woo! Within 4 feet or so of Dyron's aircraft does the victory roll as he notches that incoming telephone pole. Great job and great confidence in that notch coming from Dyron from TAW. Now, multiple 120s have been launched at Harpia. Trigger right now is Dragon 120. He's dove down low. He has 6 AMRAMs, only a single center line. He's not taken anything else, so he didn't take wing tanks. Interesting. Is he on internal fuel? Yes, he is, because he doesn't have any tanks on. So Mazzucato, Trigger, and Garrick, as well as Overg, are internal gas for Harpia, and then Newbie 2 and Red Core 6 are the only 2 for TAW that are on their internal tanks. So Trigger got away from that incoming AMRAM. He's okay. Another AMRAM coming off from Newbie 2. That one's going to be on to Derby. Derby in his F-16, sitting and split-S-ing away at 550 knots, 6,000 feet. He's got plenty of altitude to be able to get away. He's got 2 AIM-9s on his jet, and that showcases the complete lack of respect for the 120. Them not taking 6 of them and concentrating and taking AIM-9s, that shows just how bad it can be. AIM 54 on to Dyron again. Dyron in low. Is he going to notch it? He's going to line his sight. That one went in the ground. Little foothill there from Dyron as he's able to get away from yet another AIM 54. Going back up to Derby as Derby's continuing to drive away from a 120. Newbie 2 now being very, very aggressive down here against it with Luminary. And we're going to take a look at Luminary's Luminary presses. Here's Luminary. Luminary pressing against the 2-ship of Derby and someone else. I can't tell who that is, but he's exchanging 120s with Trigger, it looks like. And is he going to be able to get away? 2 miles away. Luminary's going straight for the ground. Luminary looks like he's going to be okay. And Trigger, Luminary. Luminary gets hit. Luminary's gone. Trigger takes him down. So let's pause this because I think I actually missed something. So Luminary gets blasted by Trigger from Harpia, and something I missed is Brand. He's overg'd and went into the deck. So, Brent, we have seen this time and time again over the past few matches. Here's Brand in the F-16. Coming, Mach 1. He was probably going to die to that 120 from Red Core 6. So that's a credited kill for Red Core 6. But he gets way too aggressive on the G. Rips the wings off. Goodbye, Brand. But you know, Trigger, not to be phased. Comes up to the north, turns in on Luminary. Luminary at 11,000 feet, Mach 1. Trigger's at Mach 1, a little bit lower, but Trigger launches earlier by 4 or 5 seconds. Luminary waits to launch, and that is Luminary's death. He waits to launch, and that is never a good thing to do, as you will get schmammered by the incoming fence post, and that's exactly what happens to Luminary. We're going back and riding along with the action again just to give you guys an update and a lowdown on what happened to Brand. Here we go. So Trigger now driving away from Newbie 2, and that's where we're going to pick up is with Newbie 2 and Trigger. So here is Newbie 2, and I'm going to put Trigger on the other screen. Well, we're actually going to go to Derby. So Derby and Trigger are now exchanging shots. 18 for Newbie 2, F-16 for Derby. Newbie 2 goes into the notch. Missile goes into the ground. Derby then recommits, but now it's not Derby picking up, it's Trigger. So Trigger picking up against Newbie 2 launches the AIM 120, launches an AIM 9, and Newbie 2 needs to be very careful. So Newbie 2's got multiple missiles coming in. Does he drive the 120 to the ground? He does. But the AIM-9, there's another AIM-120 coming half mile. Oh, he notches it. Great job there by Newbie 2. Is there another one? Trigger not continuing to press. He broke off the engagement. And now we've got a missile coming up onto Kroncat to the north. That's where we're going to pick up. Kroncat now diving to the ground. He's getting caught a bit high. Missiles at Mach 2.2, trailing Kroncat. Kroncat's at Mach 1.3, though, so he should be okay. He's okay getting away from that. Now back to Newbie 2. Newbie 2 launching an AIM-9 off on a trigger and an off-aspect 120. Look at that thing whip around, and it annihilates Newbie 2. What a shot and defensive maneuver by Trigger. Wow. Off-aspect Trigger just annihilated Newbie 2 in that off-aspect shot. Now coming down here to Garrick. Garrick is in a pretty good situation coming in on Red Core 6. Garrick launches a missile off onto Red Core 6. That one doesn't track. Second one that he launches, though, is tracking. Red Core trying to go into the notch. Can we see the missile? There it is. Is he going to notch it? He does. Recommits immediately, putting this on padlock so we can see Garrick. Garrick now coming back in. 120 launch from Overg is going to be behind Red Core 6, so he's going to defend that. But what's going to happen is it's going to allow Garrick to come in and get the shot off onto Red Core 6. There go two 120s going back to Red Core 6. They're going to be coming in at different angles. First one, line of sighted into the ground. Second one, and notch. What great missile defensive actions being taken by Red Core 6, but here comes a fifth 120 and a sixth AIM-9, and Red Core 6 can't notch everything. Garrick takes him down, but that took tons of missiles from Garrick, jettisons his racks. He's only got one AIM-9, so one shot from Garrick, one incursion took all of Garrick's weapons. Everything. And now Garrick having to defend against multiple AIM-120s coming in from Darkside Rob. We've got a merge up here to the north with Trigger. Going to take a look at that. Trigger and Kroncat. Kroncat dumping flares as he is continuing to be in the merge with Trigger. Guns out from Trigger, and Kroncat goes down to Trigger. Trigger and Garrick putting on a clinic, amounting for 5 of the Harpia kills. Damn! Now Darkside Rob launches an AIM-54. Here's that bad boy coming in from altitude. Can't see who it's tracking yet. 3.5 miles onto somebody. It's on Garrick. Is he going to be able to get away from this one? I don't think so. Telephone pole slams into Garrick's aircraft, and Darkside Rob at least gets some semblance of taking revenge with him and the red-nosed Tomcat. But Darkside Rob is the only one left. The only man remaining for TAW in this scenario. He's getting run down by Overg. Overg over his lift vector. Missiles from Overg. Well, that's an old missile, 2.5 miles away, but it's out of energy. Another missile coming from Overg. Darkside Rob's got 2 AIM-54s. He launches one. We're going to stick with Darkside Rob and move over to Overg. Going to split screen. Overg. Missile goes into the ground, or it got hit by an AMRAAM. I think it flew into a missile. So we're going to padlock these two onto one another. Multiple 120s. Oh, it's a sneaky AIM-9. AIM-54 comes off from Darkside Rob, and it gets out-energied because the AIM-54 is so slow to accelerate. What a fucking round this has been from Harpia. Did anyone expect this? I sure as hell didn't. Well, it doesn't matter if Mazzucato can make it back because they have 4 people remaining alive. 4 of them. Navy Doc says, Harpia, now officially a force to be reckoned with. That is damn true. Isn't it the first time Anytime was able to defeat TAW? TAW has lost rounds in the past. They lost one to 64th. I don't know that they've lost matches in Diamond League. I think they've lost at least one. But that, wow, 4 aircraft remaining in an utter show of dominance and disrespect from Harpia. So things got started poorly for Harpia, for Brand, defending against, who was that? Red Core 6 or Dyron. I think it was against Dyron. No, it was against Red Core 6. He rips his wings off, and this is something that pilots are just going to have to get accustomed to. Being this heavy and being this aggressive is not a good thing to do. And I'll say this repeatedly. We've said it last rounds. I'll say it again. Do not pull and roll. Do not load your wings in multiple aspects. If you're going to pull, just pull. Do not pull and roll. If you're going to do a high G maneuver, you will rip your wings off if you're heavy enough. I got to also give credit to Harpia. The dual launches, waiting a couple seconds, really, I think, put TAW on the back foot. Because now they're just not notching and defending against one incoming missile. Look at all these double launches. Here's one onto Dyron from Garrick. And then you've got a 120. That was a single launch because he just needed to defend. But all of these double launches, there's one from Overg. They now have to defend multiple angles. And you can see this missile coming in under Red Core 6, that the angle is just going to be slightly off. Now, if I were going to critique Harpia in this aspect, they could wait a little bit longer between launches. All right, in this scenario. If you're going to double launch, give it a few more seconds, because the angle is going to be even greater, which makes it even more difficult to defend. Red Core 6 there actually defended an AIM-54 and two 120s simultaneously. The problem with this scenario, though, is that, and we saw it as Garrett came in against Red Core 6 in this incursion, right? So he takes down Dyron. How many missiles? So that's 1, 2, taking down Dyron, 3, 4. Red Core 6 line of sights both of those. 5, that one doesn't track. 6, that one does track, but he notches it. Recommits, has to immediately notch another one. Recommits again. 7, 8, I think he notches both of those. So still defending. 9, and finally gets taken down. It took Garrick 9 AMRAAMs to take down Red Core 6. 9 AMRAAMs. That is crazy. So even though Red Core 6 died, the very fact that he defended against 9 active missiles launched from close range is remarkable. And that is not a feat that should be overlooked. Now, Stuck says 9 missiles well spent. Indeed it was. Red Core 6 is a phenomenal pilot, and if you can take him down, it doesn't matter how many missiles it takes. If you get the kill, that goes on your jet. So Garrick then defends an AIM-54. He's not defending this one, though. He gets taken to Plowtown. Garrick goes down. But at this point, Darkside Rob is the only one left, allows Overg to press. And what happens with this AIM-54? I think it goes after this 120. It does. So Overg gets really lucky that this AIM-54 goes after this dead AMRAAM. This could have been a trade. Oh, no, it's after the active AMRAAM. So that allowed Darkside Rob to live a little bit longer, but Overg could have been forced onto the defensive or died. So that's unlucky for Darkside Rob. He commits in here, gets an AIM-9 off, but it's able to be flared just barely. I didn't see that missile, that AIM-9, come off from Overg or from Darkside Rob, and he's able to out-G the AIM-54 because the AIM-54 is so slow to accelerate that it just doesn't have the energy to be able to make that turn. So he's able to out to Overg that, as his name entails, and Harpia takes one against the defending champions of TAW. And that's where it leaves us here, headed to round 2. We're going to take a few minutes as I get the next round set up. We're going to be back. More SATAL 2020 action. Harpia against TAW. Harpia's up 1-0. Back, ladies and gentlemen, sitting on the ground at Mineral Voti, looking at Harpia. Are they going to be able to take 2 back-to-back against TAW, or was that just a misnomer, a blip on TAW's radar, and is TAW going to come out with a vengeance? That is the question I have. Does Harpia have it in him to come in and close it out in 2 rounds against the defending champions? It's going to be a tough one. It's really going to be a tough one, but if any team can do it against TAW, Harpia is one of those that I would say has got it in him to be able to make it happen. Man of the match so far. Trigger, 3 kills. 3 kills. And then Garrick had 2. Now, Garrick did have to expend 9 missiles onto TAW's Red Core 6. But man, 3 kills from Trigger against TAW? That is nuts. Absolutely crazy that he was able to do that against one of the best teams in the business. Recounting who is flying in today's matchup. The Art of Warfare is represented by Darkside Rob, Luminary, Krongcat, Dryren, Newbie 2, and Red Core 6, or Dryan, Red Core 6 and Newbie 2. And Harpia's got Mazzucato with Campers, the Rio Derby, Brand, Trigger, Overg, and Garrick. Raptor Dad says, potential change of the guard? I don't know. We got a long season yet to go. We're not even halfway through. So things very well could change for now. But something I do want to point out is that TAW is missing some of their veterans. Savior's not here. Darkside Rob just came back from being out of town. So this is not necessarily TAW's historic veteran team. So I will say that. Not trying to pad anything for TAW or make excuses for them, but there are some people, some notable names that are missing from TAW's lineup right now. If I was a betting man, I think TAW will come back. We shall see. We shall see. Quick shout out to Payne's Payne, 1-1 for the sub. And then Mike Games HD for the sub, much appreciated. And then Mike came back after that sub, and these happened a while ago, with 5 gifted subs to the community. Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. That just goes back to making the stream all the better. So that's where all of this money goes, into hardware, getting things for people to make the stream better. That's where all of this goes. A big part of it is to server rental fees, because those aren't free. But that's where a lot of this goes. So I am very appreciative for all of the donations, subs, and everything like that we get. These guys are taking off. Harpia coming out of Mineral Voti. TAW coming out of Maycop. Maycop won last round. Monk coming in here, extending their Tier 1 subscription. Thank you very much. What does that mean? Extend their subscription through January. Can you buy subs ahead of time now? Is that how that works? Did Twitch change that? Wait, ED isn't giving out comp servers for you? No. They're getting on board, though. I think they see the value in what we're doing here. Monk then comes in with 100 bits. Thank you, man. Much appreciated. Just goes right in the war chest. And then Captain Cranky with the 600 bits. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm actually, one of the next purchases I'm debating on is the 12900K or the, well, and probably a new hard drive, because I'd like to run 4 cameras, and the processor, I think, is taking a poop because everything's running. It's just having a hard time. But the big thing is I need more than 1 terabyte of NVMe space, and I've got a couple of NVMEs, but they're all used for different things. Like, I have 5 instances of DCS installed for various things, and I just need more stuff. Yeah, the flipping commercials piss you off. The Twitch commercials, I think they do enough of those just to try and get people to sub, to annoy them, in all honesty. Bring up the overlay, bring up TAC view. Here we go. So we're in round 2. Harpia was dominant in round 1 over TAW. I mean, just utter, sheer, overwhelming force against TAW in round 1. They came out of round 1 with 4 pilots still alive. Garrick and Trigger dominated. Are Garrick and Trigger going to come back and provide complete and utter domination here in round 2? I don't know. don't know. We'll find out. Red Core 6 just dumped his tank. Derby up at 20,000 feet. Let's take a look at how everybody's doing on the ingress. So Harpia sitting around 20,000 feet on this ingress. Meanwhile, TAW already up at 36, 35,000 feet. So TAW, at least during the initial passes, is coming in much, much higher than Harpia is. Does that mean they're expending more fuel? Maybe. They're going to have better energy on their shots. That's a given. But Harpia doesn't seem to care about that. They're comfortable enough sitting 20, 25,000 feet, not necessarily launching. Why are the colors reversed? There's no real reason for the overlay being on either side. I don't know. Are they not reversed on any other match? I've never paid attention to that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're not side dependent, meaning like the airbase on the right is always red or the airbase on the left is always blue. That's not what happens. Don't see any F-15s in the top pilots. So the big reason for that, Dave GT, is because tanks on the F-15 are currently banned. Because there's a bug that allows the F-15 currently to fly over Mach 3. Which is not good. And I think, guys, I know you guys may think I'm a shill for ED, but I really think that these bugs come about because we're moving in a positive direction, right? So the changes, they're making changes, and sometimes things are interconnected. The tank drag values on the F-15 may be used on another jet, and they changed them on another jet and then forgot about the impending change that would be imparted on the F-15 over that. So those are just things that I want people to consider. And same with the AIM-120, right? We have a bug. It's better with INS. We will get through it. And it really just changes the meta a bit here in the stream, and I kind of like it. So AIM-54s having come out from Mazzucato and from Camper. We are going to grab both of those as they head towards their intended targets, possibly bringing impending doom. Here is one. That's the lead AIM-54, and this is the trail AIM-54 here from Mazzucato, putting those on split screen as they come in at 50,000 feet, Mach 2.6, 2.5, now decelerating. The lead one's a bit slower, and the trailing one's actually catching the lead one. 48,000 feet for our lead one, 44,000 feet for the trail, and I think the trail is actually going to pass the lead. Now we've got an AIM-54 coming out from Darkside Rob in TAW's F-14. I don't even know that these AIM-54s are tracking anybody. Look like they're coming up on Newbie 2. I don't see anybody. They've dove down, and I don't think Mazzucato is maintaining support on these, so they're going to be trashed. I see it Mark 60. That's the trail one that's now past the lead one. So these are trash. So let's go over and take a look at Darkside Rob's AIM-54. Here it is, closing on its intended target. It may be on Derby, 30,000 feet, Mach 2.5, coming down from altitude, and it doesn't look like it's tracking anyone either. So all three AIM-54s, 2 launched from Harpia, 1 launch from TAW, are all trash. Both teams continuing to press into the center. They're both about equal distance away from bullseye. If I had to give any advantage for a team being closer to bullseye and pushing their opponent up against the bubble, I'd have to say it was TAW. Given their current position, they're a little bit closer to that line than Harpia is. So they probably had a bit faster ingress coming into the initial pass. Luminary now leading the charge for TAW over here in his F-16. 2 tanks still on his jet. Virtually everybody is on internal gas with the exception of Derby, Brand, Luminary, Croncat, and Dyron. Luminary just launched a 120. That one's going to be coming on to Brand. Bran is going to be the southernmost Harpia pilot. He's coming into a split S. 6 sticks still on his jet. He's got the center line, so he jettisoned the wing tanks first, went into the center line. Are all these camera angles and DCS instances? Gobbler, I'm doing all this live. So while I'm talking, I'm doing it all here. I've got 3 cameras running, all going to Twitch. I've got TAW going, the overlay, music, you name it, we're rolling. So nothing continuing to happen here. Teams now have turned away. We see Garrick on TAC view. Breakaway Mach 0.95 egressing way. Overg and Trigger have since picked up the mantle for Harpia. We're going to grab Overg in his AMRAM bus. Southern part of Harpia's formation. How many screens do I have in total, including my flight setup? 8 connected to the same PC. But for streaming, I'm looking at 4 right now. So as Beef said, yes, I have yes screens. But multiple 120s coming off from Overg. Those 120s are going to be coming down onto, looks like Newbie 2. Newbie 2 trying to drag away from those. He's got 10 sticks, 9 AMRAMs left, and 2 AIM-9s left on him. We can see Red Core 6 notching in the background. But something I'm noticing here is Harpia is being very, very aggressive. Now we've got Garrick picking up the mantle for Harpia in his F-18 coming in against Luminary. That's his second 120 that's coming off of his jet. And that's coming up onto Luminary in the F-16. So 120 out from Red Core 6. We're going to put that one on. And on camera 1, we're going to jump over and take a look at Luminary. Luminary's defending late. So Red Core 6 missile on the right. Luminary defending on the left. He's going to be close. Drives it into the ground. So great defensive flying by Luminary. That thing got close, but he got away from it. Now 120 coming into Red Core 6. Red Core 6 launches. He's in an F-18. Can we see who he's launching on? Somebody 6 miles away. He's now having to defend. That missile from Red Core 6 is going to be coming up at the Bran. Bran in the F-16 is now diving, trying to get away from the 120 that Red Core 6 put on him. Now Newbie 2 launches a couple up at Debran. Both of those got line of sighted. So continuing defensive prowess being put on by both teams. And now we've got an exchange coming up to the north between Derby and Luminary. Now Brand coming in against Dyren. Dyren needs to be careful. Brand, here's Brand running away from that 120. He was launched from close range. Is it going to track? It's trying. 0.3. Wow! Did you see the last-ditch effort that missile made to slam into the back of Dyren's or Brand's aircraft? Holy crap. It's like, I'm going to do nothing. Ha! Fooled you. Got you. And just came out of nowhere and grabbed him by the horizontal stabs and took him down. Wow. Now coming into Garrick. Garrick launches on Newbie 2. Newbie 2 diving away, trying to drive that into the ground. Looks like he's going to do so. Missiles 1.5 miles away. Oh, got close. Drove it into the ground. Newbie 2 responded and launched one onto Garrick. Here's Garrick defending up here. He's got a missile behind him 1.5 miles away. That's not going to be a problem. Red Core 6, meanwhile, filling that open space, just launched a 120. I saw it. There it is, 1.5 miles away. Mazzucato just launched an AIM-54. We're going to stick with Red Core 6. See if we can see that AIM-54. Where is it? There it is. Flies by Red Core 6. That one's on Newbie 2. So pick up Newbie 2. Newbie 2 needs to notch this. There it is. He actually line of sights it. Great job there. Red Core 6, meanwhile, has got multiple 120s coming in on him. Can't find him. He notches them both, so he gets away from those. Great job. And now we're going back up to take a look at Garrick. So Garrick, he's finding himself in the meat grinder. Garrick trying to run away from Dyren and Red Core 6. Overg now launches a 120 on a Dyren. That may give Garrick space to recommit. Dyren defending the 120 on his left side, tries to notch it, 2.5, 2 miles away, Mach 2.7, closing, and he notches it, flies harmlessly over his jet. Oh, no, he doesn't. Garrick takes down Newbie 2 there. Now coming up to take a look at Red Core 6. He's okay. I need to pause this. Okay, so I've got to get my bearings straight. Let's take a look at what's happened so far. So we've got 4 aircraft remaining for TAW. Luminary, Croncat, Darkside Rob, and Red Core 6. There are 5 aircraft remaining for Harpia, Trigger, Derby, Mazzucato, Overg, and Garrick. Dyron took down Brand. Garrick took down Newbie 2. And then Overg just took down Dyron, I think. So I think we may have missed that one, or we just see that. I don't know. Newbie 2 died earlier. Dude, I don't know. My brain sometimes just gets overwhelmed and doesn't know what to do with itself. But we're going to pick back up here on this overwhelmed situational field and see what's going on. Here we go. All right, so Trigger just launched up here onto Luminary. Luminary gets taken down by Trigger. Just saw that one at the end. And I think simultaneously Garrick at the same time down here to the south. I wish we could back up. We're going to see it on TAC View, though. Garrick took down Red Core 6. Here's that shot as Luminary took down... Trigger took down Luminary, and then Garrick took down Red Core 6. So really fast incursion there. We're going to pick back up with Trigger up to the north as he looks to be carrying on against Croncat. Here we go. So Trigger pressing against Croncat, now breaking away. 120 launch from Derby onto someone that actually may be on Trigger. 120 out from Trigger. That one's going to be on Darkside Rob, I think. And then both of these guys get taken down. Just saw Trigger get hammered. Darkside Rob got taken down. Now we've got Croncat coming in against Derby. Here's Croncat, head on with Derby, 3.7 miles away. There goes the 120 from Croncat. On to Derby. Derby waits to launch an AMRAM of his own. Here's Derby trying to dive away. Croncat gets hit. Derby gets hit. And I think that's it. Wow. Sorry, guys. There was so much stuff happening at the same time. I couldn't put it all on the screen. Huh. We got to see the TAC view. What in God's green earth happened here? All right. So Luminary comes in. Luminary pwned by Trigger. Here now. He eats that 120. Croncat then takes down Trigger here in just a moment. Right there. Off aspect, 120 from Croncat. Goodbye, Trigger. Simultaneously down to the south, Red Core 6 gets slammed by Garrick. He's gone. Then Croncat comes in. Launches off aspect against Trigger. Goodbye. Trigger takes down Darkside Rob. And then Croncat comes in and gets Derby, launches a 120 on Derby. Derby does the same, double taps. And goodbye to both of them. Now you guys can see why there was no way I was going to be able to keep track of all of that action happening at the same time. But they all went down. That is it. Harpia takes it in 2 rounds against the defending champions TAW. Oh, we got to look at something here. So these are the stats from that match. Trigger had 5 kills. Garrick with 4, Overg with 2, Croncat with 2, and Derby with 1. Trigger had 5 kills with almost a 50% hit rate. Almost every missile, every 2 missiles Trigger fired, got a kill, which is nuts. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy, the amount of efficiency that Trigger and Garrick had on all of their launches. Now, Garrick launched 9 missiles at Red Core 6. He launched 8 other missiles outside of that and got 3 other kills. So great job by Harpia. Great job by everybody involved. Congratulations to Harpia for taking it. Unfortunate for TAW trying it there at the end of that match. But that's going to be all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. I guess my camera died, so you guys don't get to see my face. Camera is dead. But that is all she wrote. The next match, we're not going to be streaming another match over the weekend. Those are going to get pushed to next week because I got things I need to do this weekend. So Nemesis Haw against 406 is going to take place on the 15th. And then Bravo Squadron against TAW is going to take place on the 16th. So every day next week is going to be a doubleheader. Every single day is going to be a doubleheader next week. So be watching for that. No matches this weekend. We will be back on Monday. And who's flying Monday? Monday is going to be Alamo Squadron against Golden Crown and Eclipse Task Force against 14th VFS Samurai. So that is what's taking place on Monday. Doubleheader Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that'll bring us the end of match 2, and then we will jump into match 3 because that should be coming to a close at the end of next week. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not done so already, drop us a like and a follow on all of our social media. It would be much appreciated. It gives you guys the know-how to follow us and make sure you don't miss any of the live streams. I'm going to be uploading a bunch of past streams onto YouTube, so if you missed any of the past streams, be watching for those. I think there's 4 or 5 of them that need to go up, and I just haven't been able to do them lately. And then if you are interested in BFM at all, go check out the DCS World Events, or not the DCS World Events, the DCS forums, ED forums. Look in the tournament section and check out the Fight for Honor BFM tournament. All proceeds go to help Folds for Honor. You actually have to sign up directly through Folds for Honor. I do not have anything to do with the money, so I don't want anything to do with the money, but that is coming here in the next 3 weeks, but signups are open, and I'm putting that on with CW Lemoyne or Mover, however you want to call them. So that is going to be coming. If you guys have any interest in BFM, make sure you sign up for that. Even if you're not very good, all the money goes to a great cause, and we'll see how that goes. I've done it the past couple years. It's been a great time. That brings us to the end, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you next Monday for the doubleheader. Alamo Squadron against Golden Crown, and then Eclipse Task Force against 14th VFS Samurais. Until then, stay safe in those virtual skies. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.